What up, people? So, I recently read an article that I thought tied in really nicely to our workshop tonight and also our reason for wanting to put it on. So, just because an idea or a way of doing something is popular doesn't necessarily mean that it's right for everyone. Part of the way that things become mainstream is because many of us don't want to put in the time to determine if it's a good fit. So we are simply doing things that those around us are doing. So therefore, we're making decisions and forming beliefs on autopilot, on default. So we aren't making conscious choices really, but instead we're just mirroring the beliefs, mirroring the actions of people around us. Why? Could be because we're overwhelmed. It could be because we feel pressured. It could be because it's easy, honestly. I have a couple different examples. So, in the past few years, I would say, there has been a huge surge in the trend for the organic, non-GMO, natural, antioxidant, whole grain, the list goes, non-GMO, maybe I said that already, I don't know. The list goes on and on. The food industry is taking full advantage of that, though, putting those labels on foods that it doesn't belong. My family is in agriculture. Huge pet peeve of mine because for the most part, I try to not watch what I eat, but I'm mindful of what I am putting in my body. So when I buy organic or when I buy whole grain or whatever, it totally irks my brother. And I can totally understand where he's coming from because things like a bag of almonds will say dairy free. Well, no crap, you don't say. That maybe is an extreme example, but people are thinking that they are buying healthy foods when in reality they are just hoping that the people who manufactured the product and the packaging are being honest and that they have our best interests in mind when really they have sales and the bottom dollar in mind. So, like I said, people think that they are making healthy choices when in fact we're just not putting in the time to determine if our almonds are dairy free, which in case you're wondering, almonds are dairy free. That was an extreme example. Another example I have. So a few years ago, I had this red bump on my leg. Absolutely drove me up the wall. All right. And so I had read somewhere that apple cider vinegar is supposed to be good for removing skin tags and removing moles. And so I didn't really do a lot of research. And by didn't do a lot, I didn't do any research. I figured, oh, red bump, that's close enough to a skin tag or a mole. So what I did is I soaked a cotton ball. I used medical tape and taped it to my leg, put a bandage over it, went to bed that night. Woke up in the morning, soaked a cotton ball, changed the other one out, taped that to my leg, left it there. That red bump was coated 24 hours a day for 5 days. On day 5, I took off the cotton ball and my home red bump removal remedy and was completely horrified to find that the skin around this red bump had essentially melted away. It was like I had a flesh-eating wound. So, this is not to blame the apple cider vinegar by any means, but this is to demonstrate how my ignorance in thinking apple cider vinegar is good for me, it's safe, it's not going to hurt me, could have potentially really ended up badly. Yes, I do have a scar on my leg now. It turns out the protocol is not to leave the apple cider vinegar on the bump, skin tag, mole for 24 hours a day. It is actually just to apply it and then be done with it and then do it again the next day. I didn't do that. I didn't do any research. And so, like I said, it could have turned out really badly if I wouldn't have changed that every day. If I just would have left it on there, I wouldn't have even known. Regardless of why we do the things that we do or think the things that we think, it's really important for us to put the time in ourselves and figure out what's right for us and what's a good fit instead of just going with the current and doing what the rest of the fish are doing. It's not always easy, and it can be really exhausting explaining to people why you're doing what you're doing or what you're doing. But our life is our own, and that goes for our health, that goes for our decisions. And so if your family needs, if you feel like you are just going with the current with your family's health choices, I would highly, highly encourage you to listen in tonight. Join me at 7 p.m. right here on Facebook. We're going to be talking about your kiddos, their immune systems, why they can't stay healthy, what we can do about it, and hopefully have some fun. But thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.